Hi there, my name is Megan, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the Bowspring algorithm. And so in the last video that I did, this past one, we talked about Radiant Heart, and so this is the first step to the algorithm. So from the heart, we then move to what we call the wings, which would be the hands, the arms, and the shoulder alignment. So we have some elemental forms that I just wanted to go over today in regards to the wings. And so a really common alignment that we work with in a particular posturing is what we call seed hands. And so the seed hand is essentially where the fingers will begin to curl in towards the center hollow of the hand, and you bring your thumb to touch to the curl of the index finger. Okay, so this variation, like why we would do this, is to simply create a tone of the arm so that the musculature is evenly wrapping around the bone of the arm. So we have, of course, the pinky being relating to the back of the arm, the tricep, and the thumb to the bicep. And so most often what we see is there's generally a weakness to the back of the arm, the back of the shoulder as well. And so that's why we focus on the seed hand. This will allow us to actively engage the musculature of the arm. So bringing the hands to seeds, in neutral here, we'll extend forward, and the knuckles will go slightly down and then out. And then what we're seeking is that there is a uniform tone of the arm. Okay? So seed hands. The next thing would be, one of the next things would be globe hands. So we use a spherical shape. And in the practice, we're always seeking to preserve the joints. So a subtle little hollow in the back of each joint. And so in our wings, we have quite a few hollows. So we have all of the hollows of the knuckles, meaning we don't want to hyperextend the joints. That's a big important part of the practice. A lot of our strength and power relies in maintaining the hollows. So the hollows of the knuckles, the hand, the underarm, or the elbow, and then the underarm, we would want to preserve and even accentuate. So when we bring our hands to a pose like low globes, you can actually start to access a deeper hollowing of the underarm and even the elbows. The next one that we can consider is double seeds. So this would be where the index finger knuckle comes to touch. And in this one even more so, you can get this kind of hollowing here of the underarm. And just when I push and create this little pumping action, you can see that the muscles begin to fire and engage, which is what we're seeking. Okay, we have Genie Arms. And so in this one, this is useful to help us to really kind of access the back ribs and creating more of a fullness to the backside, and then also opening through the front. We have Ecstasy Arms. Okay, so in Ecstasy Arms, the fingertips just curl around the rounded edge of the skull, and the elbows, our practice is multi-dimensional, so they're going up, they're going down, they're going out, they're going in. It's multi-dimensional, but there is a lift and lengthening as you press the head back, and then we would use this to activate the back of the neck, the muscles to the back of the neck. Specifically, when you press the head back, you get more of a tone to the back of the neck, crescenting from side to side. And so we use this variation quite a bit. We have crown hands as well, which would be placing the thumb, the outer edge of the thumb there, to the crown of the skull, elbows drawing in, and then we lengthen and push up the crown into the hands. And so the crown hands alignment. And as far as the shoulder alignment, what we want to consider is that when we're working with the Bowspring method, the shoulders, we're not looking to draw them onto the back. We're actually looking to create more fullness and spaciousness to the back of the heart, like I was discussing in the previous video about the kyphotic expression of the thoracic. So just to show, so as opposed to thinking shoulders back, which is a lot of previous methodology would teach, we're actually broadening the shoulders and finding fullness from the center out. So you're creating more space between the shoulders, as opposed to drawing them closer together onto the back, you're actually creating more spaciousness by broadening them out. Okay, so the shoulders, we want to see them going wide and up and broad. So the wing alignment, we have the hand, arm, and shoulder. So we can consider too that the way the flesh will wrap on the arms, we have an internal rotation in the lower arm. So the fascial directionality would be sculpted and molded in an internal fashion, and then you have an external rotation of the upper arm, and you're really working with finding a place in the midline there. So if we bring our seed hands forward, for example, and we rotate thumbs downward, so this will bring us to, let's say, 0. And in this case, we really access the back heart, the back ribs, and then we turn the hands into what we call V vector. You're pushing your seed hands forward and up, but then also there's a downward push as well. And at the same time, when we push down, the ribs can rise up and then reach and extend from side to side. So again, you're actually separating the arm, the wing, from the torso, as opposed to contracting and drawing and trying to actually integrate more bone to bone. You're actually creating more spaciousness and relying on the soft tissue and the relationship between the soft tissue and the bone to create stability. So those are just a few elemental forms that I went over today with the wing alignment. Of course, there's much more to cover, but just a few minute clip for you guys. So again, with the algorithm, we move from the heart and then out to the hands, the arms, the shoulders, okay? And then I'll go over the next portion of the algorithm in the next video. So the 10 key areas of the body, we start with the heart, and from the heart, we move out to hands, arms, and shoulders. And then the next stage, I'll let you know next go round. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking it out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And again, I have released a series of videos online for purchase that are really comprehensive. They're from beginner to more intermediate. So if you want to, really invest a little bit more in the practice, it's a really good sequence, really beautiful, filmed in the Vail Mountains. So thanks again for taking the time, and have a beautiful day.